El futuro tiene nada más que la confrontación.
Hey, welcome to You Don't Even Like This Show. I'm your host, Adam Todd Brown. I used to host a podcast called Unpopular Opinion, and that podcast was this podcast. But then everyone else in the world decided they liked the name Unpopular Opinion a lot too, so we changed the name to You Don't Even Like This Show. Each week, me and a couple of guests selected from a pool of the absolute sharpest minds the LA entertainment scene has to offer use this here space to talk about whatever the hell we want. News, pop culture, politics, information, you name it, we talk about it. And sometimes my co-host Jeff May is here too. It's a blast. You're gonna love it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to You Don't Even Like This Show, a podcast about news, pop culture, tech, information, guns, knives, food, whatever we want to talk about. Honestly, I'm your host, Adam Todd Brown. Joining me as co-host this week, my favorite co-host of all, no co-host, but I do have a couple of guests. Case in point, you know him, you love him. YouTube sensation Jawn Louis is here. How's it going, man?
Hey, this is Jawn Louis, and you don't even like musicals. Wait, that's the wrong show.
You don't even like musicals? I actually don't, so.
I hate musicals.
That works for an intro. Also, first-time guest, another YouTube sensation, also a musician, Colormind. How's it going?
I am very happy to be a part of Adam's white guilt reparations for what's been going on in the country recently. By having two black hosts on at the same time, you are truly doing your part. Yeah, your check's in the mail.
Any longtime viewers, Colormind been on my channel too. He was on the 92 Brick skit a couple years ago. They interviewed him.
Max, oh my God, that shit was so fun. But not like actually for real. Yes, I have a channel called Colormind. It's just the Oreo version of what John be doing on his channel. Just like pick any one of his topics and just imagine if it was 2 times more pretentious. Then you get around to me. But yeah, I do essays on masculinity, media, and mental health. Sometimes, I haven't put out a video in a while, but we'll be working on something for Black History Month. So very happy to be here and can't wait to see the questions we get to answer.
Nice. Thank you for doing the pod. I appreciate it. And yeah, we're doing a listener Q&A episode. I feel like we haven't done one of these in a while because things have been on fire, literally and figuratively.
Are those still going on out there?
Oh, there was a new fire that just started, I think, today.
Damn.
And I think the wind is going to get worse again. I'm really lucky I'm in LA County, but I'm closer to Long Beach. So even the air quality has been mostly fine.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate in that way. A lot of my friends not so much, and that sucks.
Yeah, that's affected like basically half of all podcasts, because damn near every podcast you listen to is shot out in LA at this point.
Yeah, it's been a whole thing. It definitely made scheduling difficult for a while because I had a few pods lined up where people were like, hey, I'm fleeing to my parents' house. My apartment's going to burn down. It's been intense, as fires are. All right, first question from Swamp Squatch, if that is your real name. What albums are you looking forward to in 2025? I only have one, so I'll go first. There's a singer-songwriter named Sasami, who, depending on how much of my work you follow, you've heard me talk about her a little bit. Her first album was just like acoustic singer-songwriter shit that you would buy at Starbucks back when they sold CDs. And then she released this second album called Squeeze. And I'm assuming like the fan base was expecting more singer-songwriter shit. And it's basically a nu metal album. In parts, it sounds like fucking Korn. And I just love that she made that kind of shift that early in her career, because that's risky as shit. And it just makes me all the more interested to see what her next album is going to be like. And that comes out in March. It's called Blood on the Silver Screen. It's a single out now called Slugger. It's very good. And that's all I got.
You can go, Colormind.
I have a meta commentary on the question at hand because I might be showing my age here, but I just thought, do we even get to know when albums are coming out anymore?
That's what I was going to say.
Right. Everybody be surprise dropping. It's not even like a, Oh, everybody on the label, yeah, right. Like, there's going to be a fall release or like a summer release schedule. That being said, I do actually have an album that we don't know if is going to come out this year, but the way that this artist is ramping up their musical production, we can cross our fingers. But Chance the Rapper's Starline Radio, he's been like dropping these Lucy's for the past like year. And am invested in the Chance the Rapper story because I was talking to one of my friends today about it, saying like it's almost like a reverse Avishai situation. Like when the world needed him most, he finally showed the fuck back up and I don't know how familiar your audience is with Chance the Rapper, but when Chance the Rapper came onto the scene, kind of like at the peak of SoundCloud rap in 2016, right? He shifted. He's almost, I would say like 50% responsible for hip hop's dominance into the streaming era, mostly because he proved that indies could work. He moved the needle so much that it was like, no, like you can really get it from your bedroom with your friends, and you can make a choice. You can make this almost punk rock choice of like, I'm not trying to just get a deal. And then he also made it with Jesus. And, I'm all for upping the skill cap, to be honest, because he really had us praising the Lord while also having Lil Wayne on the hook. And eventually I could get into a whole nother diatribe of like what inevitably happens with Chance the Rapper, but like he grew up and then he faded a little bit. He made a couple missteps. And I think people really wanted to Big Sean him. Chance the Rapper, the way people rewrite history on Michelle Obama internet, they'll be like, oh, he can't really rap. Was Chance really that good, or did he have just good production?
Oh, come on.
The last single that he just put on his Instagram, and I'm blanking on the name on it right now. John, did you hear it? I think we might have talked about it in chat.
I never got in a Chance the Rapper, man. I think I was too old. He just kind of came off as corny to me, and I never gave him a real chance.
You see how they rewrite the narrative, Adam?
Yeah.
Because that don't make no sense, because you were singing No Problem when he showed up on Pablo.
See, I was done with Kanye by then. By the time the Life of Pablo, I was done with Kanye, so that's probably why I didn't get into it.
I'm real interested in what John's pick's going to be, because I know it's going to be the most unk ass. I'm ready for that new Talib Kweli that's going to drop. Anyway, they just say that like Starline Radio, Chance the Rapper, these last couple of Lucy's have been dropping, he's rapping his ass off over more minimal production. Like he's been making the beats almost himself, where he's just really been tapped in with his pen. And I think he has been waiting to make an album that could say something while also showing that he is lyrically at the top of his class. And that type of middle class artistry between like a Drake and a Kendrick is something that I really want to see right now, because we're kind of in crisis modes as far as art and political tensions are. And this is the point in which we're supposed to be getting really great art. So I hope that Chance is going to be the canary in the coal mine.
I have a quick Chance the Rapper anecdote. You mentioned he made a few missteps. I would argue pumping all that money into SoundCloud was one of them, but I was hosting my podcast on SoundCloud at the time, and I had been emailing them for months because they weren't paying me. They owed me ad money. And Chance the Rapper gave them like a $2 million investment, and they paid me immediately the next day. I got paid for 3 months of ad revenue. Like, oh, thank you, Chance the Rapper.
Listen, Comrade Chance.
Yeah, you will always be fine with me.
That's funny what Colormind said about the art that we're going in. Because actually, so my video is with my editor right now, but I close it out low-key at the end, kind of leaving the question of what art will look like as we go through these next 4 years of Trump. Because, art is typically a response to politics going into America. And also, I'm coming up with the video script for this movie, The Spook That Sat by the Door. It's craziest shit ever. If y'all haven't seen it, I don't agree, but I understand why the FBI banned it.
I've heard of it because it got referenced in an Atlanta episode.
Yep.
The goof that stood by the door. Yeah.
It got referenced by Nipsey Hussle. But yeah, I just did a watch along on my YouTube. But anyway, so the ones I'm looking forward to, because nobody in hip hop doesn't do any build up, I feel like it's the most obvious album that's not official is Kendrick's next album. Everybody's expecting it to come out around Super Bowl, because GNX to me, I love it, but honestly, it feels like Kendrick showing people that, oh, y'all said I couldn't make hits. Well, here's hits. And then he go do the knowledge with the next one. And my one, because like I said, nobody announces it, being hopeful, I hope TDE drops another album. I want another album from J-Rock. His last album was probably the best non Kendrick album.
Yo, when is the last time J-Rock dropped?
Shoot, like 2018. I only remember because it was like right around the time Black as Fuck came out, and he had a cameo on there. They went to his concert.
I've just been in this song loop where I like listen to the same 3 or 4 songs back to back to back all the time. And right now it's specifically a Kendrick J-Rock feature countdown, like Wild Freestyle, Money Trees, and then 2 others.
Win probably.
And like, thank you. And I always just like having this funny conversation with myself. It's like, it's crazy how J-Rock really be the only rapper that I consciously see out rapping Kendrick every time they get on a song.
Either that or on par with it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like that'll never happen with any other dynamic. But like whenever J-Rock get on a song, I'm like, damn, I like the J-Rock verse better. I think it's just funny. And then when you think about the fact that J-Rock in another generation would have been the actual TDE moneymaker.
I was going to say, it's basically, except they didn't fall out. J-Rock is basically Jazzo to Kendrick being Jay-Z. Like, he helped tone him. Like, you know, people that don't know, J-Rock is the original first TDE artist.
That reference. I'm old.
I know you would. Yeah, J-Rock was first signed to TDE, and you ain't got to like it, but the hood gonna love it. That's his first hit. Some people might know it, but he didn't really do that well, but he kind of bounced back. But yeah, he was the first artist on TDE, and he kind of trained up Kendrick to be a better rapper. Kendrick trained up Schoolboy Q, and then everybody. That's why TDE is like a family now. They all kind of came up together. And my answer is, if people know who Ninth Wonder is, probably my favorite producer. He drops like twice a year, but I would say probably 90% of the albums is just instrumentals of him flipping beats that he's either sampled or that are out. It's the series called Zion. I think he's like up to like Zion 10 or 11. And I listen to that to write in the background, like write and edit, because I can't listen to music with lyrics or to distract me. So if you all need like some music to write or clean to or edit, Ninth Wonder Zion series, he got like 10 albums. I love him. And he'll probably drop another one.
Wait, I have a Ninth Wonder story.
Word?
My sister, who is a rising junior at Duke University, a year ago took his class. It was a hip hop history class. I remember she texted me. She was like, yo, I'm taking this hip hop class. Apparently the guy's a big deal. And I'm like,
oh,
Lupe?
God.
And then she was like, no, some nigga named, oh, can I say here? Anyway, some nigga named Ninth Wonder. And I was like,
we say it all the time.
You're being taught by Ninth Wonder? And she was like, yo, calm down, Unc. And I was like,
yeah, he's like if Lupe wasn't an asshole.
She ended up having a really good time with the class. It was one of her favorite classes.
All right. Next question from Juicy Juice. Fucking remember Juicy Juice?
Yeah, I think they still make that shit.
Tasty. It's what the diabetics drink. What is a discontinued fast food item that you all wish would be brought back?
Oh, I can go first. I'm going to be a stereotype, but those Deion Sanders KFC hot wings from like 2 years ago, they were so goddamn good. I hate KFC. Their regular chicken is disgusting, but they had these primetime hot wings. They were only around for like 6 months. And every time I see Deion and his kids on the commercial, I get excited. Like, are they bringing the wings back? Nope. And if not, I don't go. They were so good. They were like literally the best fast food wings I've ever had. And they only were around for 6 months.
I can piggyback off John's a little bit. KFC also used to have these sauceless hot wings where all the spice was just marinated into the chicken.
Yep, that's what the Deons were. They were sauceless.
Those are fucking great. They were so good. I wish they would bring those back.
They were probably the same thing. They just renamed them.
Yeah, I'm sure. And also, this will be a controversial answer that people won't like, but the Nashville hot fish sandwich at Arby's was a fucking delight. According to me, it only lasted like 2 months and they never brought it back. But I've made one at home. I liked it so much.
Arby's is okay. I'm never in a mood where I'm like, man, I really want some Arby's. If I ever eat Arby's, it's like I'm driving and that's the best option. I just never really get a craving for it.
Arby's and Wendy's occupy that same awkward middle child status of fast food restaurants. Is Arby's sit down?
You can sit there.
It's fast casual, I guess. Like you could sit.
It's not like Five Guys. It's traditional fast food.
It's not like a fat burger.
Okay, fair. So I feel the same way in the sense that I always have to choose between Arby's and Wendy's when I'm like, I just don't feel like going to Burger King or Chick-fil-A. I don't feel like, I'm like, I just want to try something new. And I literally choose between Arby's and Wendy's. And I'm just like, Wendy's is yellow. And that's literally why I go down there. And then I'm like, huh, Wendy's should definitely get more clout in the streets. Why don't more people go to Wendy's?
I swear, pre-pandemic Wendy's was so much better. To me, it just don't taste the same anymore.
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is still the spicy chicken sandwich for me.
Really? See, I'm in my Chicago bag.
You got to get it fresh, though. You got to like eat it there.
I really fuck with their mixed lemonades or like their coolers.
Oh, yeah.
That would really set them apart from all the other fast food chains for me. I'm like you can actually get like a not just soda, some just generic I love Dr. Pepper. Let me know, but some Diet Pepsi or some shit. It's like, nah, I'll actually get this large with the Baconator.
But see, I'm bougie now. I can't go back to Wendy's because we have Culver's and we just got a Portillo's in Michigan. So their chicken sandwiches, those two are so much better. I can't go back to Wendy's. It's like depressing.
By the way, my non-answer to this question is that I am not old enough to know enough things that have been discontinued food-wise. However, I really yearn for a very specific deal from Papa John's that I had in high school when I used to play basketball, and we order this every time. Papa John's used to have a deal on Wednesdays before 4. You could get 2 large pizzas for $25 plus your choice of garlic sticks or a big cookie pie. When I told you how many locker rooms that fed throughout the 4 years.
See, we never had them because they came to Michigan late. So by the time they came, my loyalty had been built towards like Jets and Hungry Howie's.
They still got those out there?
Yeah, Hungry Howie's and Jets. Jets is amazing. I had that for dinner today.
I have never heard of either one of those places you just said.
That sounds regional AF.
Yeah, Jets is amazing though. Jets pizzas. They had the best Detroit style pizza if you could find one.
And actually, wait, I got another one. You know what I miss? With Arizona teas were 99 cents. That's what I miss.
Did they really change the price of the big cans too?
They did.
I saw a can out on my walk the other day that still said 99 cents.
It says it. Boop. 175. Boop. 159.
That should be a crime.
It's to the point where like I'm not just spazzing out for no reason, or I guess maybe this is even a worse reason. I went down a rabbit hole to like really think about this. I didn't realize how much it incensed me. And it's possibly because it's just maybe the first time in my young adult life that I truly feel like things are changing in a way I don't like anymore. To be fair, the father-son duo that started Arizona, they kept that shit 99 for as long as possible. And they kept getting asked over and over again. They don't do a lot of interviews, but they kept getting asked like, hey, why do you keep it 99 cents? Or like, how do you do it? They were like, we just take less money.
Yeah, and I think because they don't run ads either.
Yeah, we like overhead super low. And they're like, it's water and sugar. And during COVID, they kept it at 99, just saying like, we just took less money. Something with supply chain to this point has messed it up to the point where now the new bottles don't even say 99 cents on them. And that is an American disgrace, in my personal opinion.
It's an Atlanta skit. The price is on the can.
The price is on the can, though.
All right. Next question from Full Metal Corgi. If someone offered you 100K tax-free per finger, how many would you chop off?
This is a hard one. I don't know.
This one's easy for me. I would go 10. 5 of Colormind's, 5 Jawn. And then I would keep all mine.
You see, as a white man, that is so problematic. As an accountant, I feel this question, again, doesn't make sense to me because even if you could get it 100K tax-free, the amount is going to take you to get on the hospital so you don't die from bleeding. It's going to equal the 100K.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then say, oh no, my insurance covered it. Oop, taxed.
Yeah, that was going to be my for real answer.
And it's not enough money for the inconvenience.
You got to make it a mill, and then I have to get it cut right outside of General Mercy Hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
And actually, I need someone to comp the surgery too, for real. Like do it on the low, like they do in Squid Game, like when they harvest the organs.
Like that's the thing. Is healthcare covered?
Yeah, this is some Mr. Beast shit.
Not Mr. Beast. I cut off 4 of my friend's fingers.
I feel like he gonna make his Nazi turn during his presidential run.
Oh my God. Chill with that, bro. Don't speak that into.
I don't like the way his upper lip sticks with teeth.
Yes. Thank you. I don't like this upper lip hair either.
Just on that alone, I'm like, how are you so fucking popular?
I thought I was the only one. That shit is too close to the Hitler mustache.
Well, I mean, it's because he don't have no upper lip. Like if he didn't have it, like he would literally get age restricted when he talked. It would be too unnerving. I do wonder, he's got to have Mark Zuckerberg, at least in the group chat. They should exchange Botox, people. because like he's got enough money at this point. The first thing I would do if I get Mr. Beast money and I look like him, that's the real thing. If I look like him, I'm fixing the lip thing because I know they're going at him at the comments for the lips. I'm fixing the hairline. I'm getting the plugs like Mark did, getting me a nice Cuban chain, but he wants to look like a troll. Yeah. I think that is what maybe confuses me. And that's why I can't do it.
I only discovered him because once you start trying to learn tips about YouTube, everybody want to give you Mr. Beast tips, which don't fucking work for video essays. I'm like, who the hell is this kid?
Yeah. Have you tried giving your listeners like $1 million each?
Adam raises a good point.
It seems like that works for him.
To be fair, that seems omni niche. I think that might be a general rule. Even if you were reviewing cat videos, if at the end of a cat video, you were like, the person to correctly name this breed of my cat will get $1 million. I think you're going to get monetized pretty quickly.
Yeah, that would work. All right. Next question. I don't know if I know what this means. Halcyon Salad says, do you find it difficult to separate politics from your personal time, given the nature of your work?
I'm kind of confused by that too.
AKA, are we all saying we're all workaholics and we don't cite?
Maybe they mean like personal life, I guess.
Me and my wife at a movie and I'm just like, oh, fucking Trump.
Facts. Whoa. Actually, you know what? I am the most stereotypically hippie progressive. So like low key, that does not happen often. I'd be lying if I said it never happened at all. For example, I was watching the movie Mufasa in theaters.
I can't believe you paid to see that bullshit.
Yo, listen. Mufasa is better than we're giving it credit for. It still did not validate its own existence. However, most art doesn't. And I think there's some interesting things to say about it. For example, I'm not going to spoil it more so because I'm doing a video on it or I'm incorporating it somehow. But there's an arc in Mufasa that's not the title character that I was like, bro, this commentary on masculinity is actually kind of cool for its age bracket. And like I whispered this to my girlfriend and she just hit me, which like that says a lot in one, that has happened before and that she's getting tired of it. But if I take the question as what I think it is, it's like, if we have to be abreast about what's going on, and especially because I think more people are just consuming the news. I've gotten this question before on my own channel, and I feel like it comes from people that are not already kind of in the news. I feel like we're all probably people that would want to know what is going on to some level for the majority of our lives. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I have a good distinction between my personal life and like politics, more so because I understand politics is so bullshit because I'm seeing so much of it that is like, yeah, man, when I get tired, I don't doom scroll. I like go play basketball. Actually, yeah, that's maybe the most important. I feel like a lot of people that cover the news or are up to date that are healthy are the ones that are like, wow, this thing is designed to suck the life out of me. I better start doing a pottery class. I better start woodworking. And then they become those weird people with hobbies. So if you weren't asking for advice, questioner, but if you feel like it's hard to separate your political and personal life, make a wooden duck. That's what my philosophy teacher told me.
That makes sense. John?
I think what they're asking is like, some people make politics their entire personality and you can't do that. Like me, if I'm watching, sometimes I just watch stuff to be entertained, like a silly movie or silly TV shows. Like I feel like some people that do that, it's hard for them. Sometimes I just like a dumb movie, like that Adam Driver movie with the dinosaurs and some shit. Like I'm sure if you looked, you could find something political about it, but it was such a dumb, fun movie. I enjoyed it. Or I like so often I like a low risk movie. So yeah, I feel like some people that make politics their whole personality, it's hard for them to enjoy stuff. I talk about this in my upcoming video. I feel like that's why so many people were mad about You People, when actually like my wife, she loves girly romantic movies that literally have the most predictable beat by beat plot. And that's what that was to me. It was just like that, but black. Like they make Christmas movies every year that have no consequences. And it's just the people that enjoy it, they know at the end the couple is going to get together. So stuff like that, I feel like people that can't separate the politics, it's hard for them to enjoy movies that's made to just be seen as junk food.
No, yeah. And I think there's space for that. I need more dumb movie recommendations actually from you, John, because right now my main motor, what I found out, because especially for people that are in their mid-late 20s, I feel like we watch more of our stuff on our phones or we watch it through the internet. And therefore you can't avoid this onslaught of news coming. And also, like, if you watch a lot of YouTube, you end up watching commentary. Well, that's what people are doing here, right? Like you watch commentary about the news. But my antidote to that, reality game shows. Like to the point I'm not even calling it a taboo pleasure or whatever they call that shit. Game shows, and then good reality game shows. Like y'all heard of Traders?
Nope.
I haven't heard of Traders. I'm with you on game shows. For me, it's game shows and like competition baking shows.
Yeah, I was going to say I love a good competition food show. The barbecue shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't like game shows anymore just because it's like they try and put too much social media shit in it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not those things that are more like Survivor and less like Love Island, right?
Okay.
The things where me and my girlfriend really, we found the middle between our two things, which is like, yeah, we love game shows where there are challenges and then there's also social dynamics that have to happen at like a house or like through them being trapped together for some reason, because it enables you to like, you're like, okay, I feel like I can guess who's going to win. I understand everybody's here to like do a job and not like just fuck or something, but also you're going to get some moments because the editors need some stuff to do for 30 minutes.
Next question. Carolyn O. This is another tough one. Crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
Creamy all day.
Creamy all day. Stay creamy.
Yeah, I don't like the sensation of biting into something when I'm expecting it to be soft.
Right, bro.
I need to be able to predict what's going on.
It's supposed to be smooth, consistent.
You can predict it. You see it when you spread it. You see that there's going to be peanuts.
To be honest, George Washington Carver didn't invent peanut butter for us to turn time back.
He invented everything else, but he was like, I ain't eating this shit. Are you fucking crazy? This is a tool.
To be honest, I guess isn't crunchy peanut butter just like peanut marmalade, I guess? Peanut preserves.
Yeah, peanut butter that didn't try hard enough.
It couldn't fit into the system. That's really what it is. It's Maverick peanuts.
I fuck with the generic Uncrustables, though.
That's such a niche topic. I don't like the bread of the Uncrustables. But now that I got an air fryer, I'm like, you just made me think like, if I could put a Uncrustable in the air fryer, reheat it at just the right temperature, just get a little bit more resistance in there, I wonder if I would maybe like it more. But it's too mushy.
This is going to sound weird, though, but specifically the generic ones that Target sells are the best. I like those better than regular brand Uncrustables. For some reason, they do something a little different.
I read a really interesting article a little while back. Uncrustables are like a huge thing in NFL locker rooms.
Yep, I read that too. It makes sense. It's high carbs and you can eat it fast.
Yeah, it's high carbs. It's like the perfect like halftime snack. And it used to be like orange slices.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
They still do orange slices. Every team, there's like a mandate. You have to have orange slices for the opposing team in their locker room.
Well, that's sweet.
In the NFL, which I love that shit. All right. Next question. Axiom of Abe. What documentary has the biggest difference between how interesting the subject matter is and how irresponsibly it was handled, in your opinion? Parentheses. Like you really care about the story, but the documentarians did a horrible job. I would say anything about Jonestown. There, I don't think is a single honest Jonestown documentary out there. If you turn on a Jonestown documentary and they call Jim Jones a civil rights activist or anything of that nature, turn that shit off. Here's the thing. If you've listened to my conspiracy podcast, you know, I think the fucking CIA did Jonestown. And I've yet to see a Jonestown documentary that didn't feel like propaganda to push away from that idea, which was actually a very mainstream idea after Jonestown happened. But it sounds crazy now. But that's my answer. Anything about Jonestown. Let's go next.
I still say, so basically, pretty much any celebrity-based documentary where they're involved post The Last Dance, I still say that did so much damage to documentaries and journalism. It's so much they left out about Michael Jordan that if he wasn't involved, it would have been in there. Like I mentioned this book multiple times on the pod, $40 Million Slaves. It's an entire chapter about Jordan, how he was so apolitical. He didn't even want to donate to the black students protesting at his university because they wanted like a library named after a black figure. I think he ended up compromising, helping them and giving it like some white name so it didn't hurt anybody's feeling. But like he was so apolitical. And the way they just left out stuff, like they left out that the Detroit Pistons were the first team to get a private jet because they won back-to-back championships. And because of that, every other team was able to negotiate. It's just like the whole documentary is just glazing Jordan and leaving out like 90% of anything that could be seen as critical of him. And now we have this thing of fucking the royal couple. They're making documentaries, but they have to oversee it. So like all celebrity documentaries are terrible now. If a celebrity is involved, it's probably going to be bad. Like I didn't watch the Aaron Rodgers, but I'm sure there's a lot of shit left out. Like people said that about the Vince McMahon one.
Yeah, the Aaron Rodgers one, that's like, he's like directly involved in that. That's just like following him around and him trying to explain why he's so fucking cool. Fuck that. You're right. Celebrity documentaries now, if the celebrity's involved, don't even bother. Like we reviewed one kind of as a joke for the music podcast about Bon Jovi. It is one of the most insane fucking documentaries I've ever seen. Like that dude thinks he is fucking Elvis and goddamn Prince and Freddie Mercury all combined into one front man. And that whole documentary is selling that idea. And it's like, you're Bon fucking Jovi. Calm down.
Shit, Kanye's documentary is called Genius. I didn't watch that shit because I don't support Kanye, but it's fucking called Genius and he's involved in it.
Huh. You know, I didn't even think about that. And I don't remember how I felt about that documentary. That's how I know that shit was ass. It was like a trilogy or whatever. Like, I remember nothing about that documentary except for this ambiguous fact of like, oh, it was cool to see archival footage of Ye doing the things he was doing before he went mask off. And I also didn't really have an answer to this until I thought about, this is going to be such a hot take. I saw an Oprah documentary on, I want to say it was like E or like one of those, like Bravo, I guess now. And it had me thinking, just by the way that it was positioned, that, this is not explaining why Oprah is a billionaire, nor why Oprah got to be Oprah. And what I mean by this specifically is that I, on last Thursday, went to the National African American Museum, the Smithsonian in DC, because a friend flew into town and I live in the area. And I walked past that Oprah section and there's a Wall Street Journal cover with her, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett. And they were like, you know, the new billionaires or some shit like that. And I think just because of the context of the time that we're living in right now, I was like, if we want to get into this conspiratorial thinking, I literally had the thought like, how many people did Oprah have to kill, implicitly or not, right? Implicitly or explicitly, to be the way that I think of Oprah. And this could be my maleness, my straightness, whatever. But like every time somebody tried to explain Oprah to me, it's like, well, she was a talk show host and everybody watched her. But I'm like, okay, but like, why Oprah? There were other talk show hosts. And they're like, well, she was a really good journalist. And then that's when, with some other people, I finally learned the real sort of history, which is that like, it is what you think it is. And in fact, like she was very cutthroat behind the scenes, like she was about her money. She always had a plan. She was obsessed with maintaining her legacy. And no one ever talks about the school in Africa. And we don't really think why. But as I was watching the documentary, like I knew that stuff and I was watching the documentary. It's kind of like understanding Santa isn't real for the first time. You're like, actually, this don't really add up, do it? Anyway.
Yeah, modern documentaries are basically like, if you can afford it, it's just propaganda. But most ESPN 30 for 30s are really good.
I love ESPN 30 for 30 for sure.
Yeah.
Their journalism, everything else I hate about ESPN, but they still do. I don't know about the newer ones, but a lot of their older 30 for 30s were really good.
Yeah, we just covered one on the sports pod about the New York Sack Exchange.
Yeah, I listened to that one.
All right, next question. Halcyon Salad again. If given a Back to the Future-like opportunity to jump to a moment in the past, knowing it would affect the future, which would you pick?
I'm shooting the guy, and that means I'm also bringing a gun back. So a bunch of butterfly effects here. But I'm shooting whatever fucker in Italy invented the idea of interest rates. Like made it so that could work for everybody, but like some religious people, because I hate that. I hate the idea of interest rates. All my homies hate interest rates. It don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've been taught it does, but it don't make no sense when you think about it. What you need more money for? You had it. I gave it back to you. I gave it back to you. I fucking hate it. All our problems are because of fucking interest rates. All right. Talk over.
John, what about you?
I'm going to get a boring answer just because I feel like anything that we would try and fix, capitalism would eventually fill in that gap. So I'm going to just do the most boring answer, go back like 3 days and pick the Mega Millions numbers because I watch so much sci-fi. I just feel like fucking around with time, you just going to create an endless loop of chaos.
Yo, you a smart nigga. Hold up. Can I change my answer?
Yeah, but I need the easiest one so that I can't mess anything up because I just know like somebody else would find a way to fuck us.
Also, you're thinking way too small though. Lottery numbers. Stock picks, my nigga.
See, I'm not greedy, man. Let me just get my 50 million.
Why would you not be greedy in this situation, though?
Yeah, I mean, if I gotta pick stocks, I don't know. I just don't want to mess around. I watch all the sci-fi stuff. I figure 2 to 3 days, that's the least amount of damage I could cause.
I would do a similar thing, but I would just go back and buy like every Mahomes rookie card I could get my fucking hands on. I would be selling them for $1,500 each today.
I would go back to I'm gonna make this appropriate for my age because I'm a sick strict to this. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to whenever TikTok first popped off, and I get to have my phone with me too. And then I'm gonna recreate all my favorite TikToks then, and then I solve all my problems at once.
Yeah. You're like the biggest TikToker at that point.
Biggest TikToker,
That's amazing.
still creating. Don't have to care about the economy. Actually, no. Then I become the president's aide, and then I can abolish interest rates.
Ragged Company asks, since they did such a great job with Wu-Tang, who would you want to be the focus of the next season of American Saga?
That show was so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally trying to figure out a way to make like a quick essay around black men's fashion. Because that last season, they had that shit on. Like, man, they costume department.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about awards, but somebody should have won a award for that costume design in the final season of Wu-Tang show.
A Golden Globe for sure. I don't know what y'all think about G Unit.
I feel like that wouldn't make an interesting show because, for one, Game and 50, basically, they legit went to war. I think the casual rap fan doesn't realize. And they don't have enough personalities.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about Lloyd Banks and Young Buck like that.
Yeah.
That's facts.
I would go Public Enemy. The shit that happened with Public Enemy in the late 80s, early 90s was intense. And they're so important to rap music at that time. I feel like Public Enemy should have gotten a movie before NWA.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Public Enemy, I think their musical output is better. There's only like the 3 fucking NWA albums, and one of them is ass. And Public Enemy, they just deserve better. They deserve a better place in history. They've been around so fucking long. Like they're like fucking U2 or something. There's so many goddamn Public Enemy albums. And if you dig in to their catalog post the albums everyone knows, the shit's really interesting. Like they've been making really interesting albums this whole fucking time. And their early years is so fucking interesting.
That's why I agree, though. I think a group like that will work better as a show than a movie. It's like so much to go on. I don't think a movie would work for them. But mine would be Rockefeller because it's so much, like, depending on who you talk to, if you talk to the black capitalists, they blame Jay-Z for everything. Then if you talk to like hip hop historians, like it's so much evidence of Damon Dash being in the situation he's in because literally the average person that's not into super hip hop really doesn't know who Biggs is, but like it's a reason you never hear Biggs and Jay-Z talking crazy about each other because they were actually the talent and the stuff. And it's so much like, man, so many offshoots of Rockefeller. Like Ninth Wonder pretty much blew up because he was featured on the Black album. Then you got all of these different producers that Jay-Z helped make Southern rap popular, like Pimp C and the Big Pimpin' track. Like that blew them up nationally.
The Ground Kings.
Yeah, UGK. Yeah, like it's so much that Rockefeller tree. You got Big Sean as part of the Rockefeller tree, obviously because of Kanye.
The idea of the chain. No, I agree with you. Yeah, like Rockefeller would actually be
The Rockefeller story would be dope, but I just really wish naming
it need more than one season.
Yeah, it would need to be like Wu-Tang. They would need like 3-4 seasons.
All right. Next question. Mike Scorpio asks, y'all stoked for that new Superman movie coming out?
Oh, yeah. It looks really good to me.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
I also didn't give a shit. I'm not Marvel nor DC, but even I, as a casual viewer, I've been let down by DC so much that...
Oh, me too.
I'm just kind of like, all right, cool. But also like with my art critic hat on, I'd love to hear what you think they'll do with the Superman character that warrants another movie.
I'm hopeful because I really like James Gunn. He made the Guardians of the Galaxy, who nobody gave a shit about. I'd never heard of them.
Hey, chill.
They're basically A-list heroes now.
Oh, you mean it's a comic? Facts, yeah. Very accurate.
Yeah, he made them A-list heroes now. And also, so I grew up on Justice League Unlimited, and when Dwayne McDuffie was alive and he had his run. So I like that they're including like the Green Lantern that the average person doesn't know about. He's like the third one on Earth. And so I just feel like they're going to finally get the essence of Superman, which isn't this God on Earth that is sad all the time. He's this alien, but he was raised on Earth. So I feel like we're going to really get the essence of Superman, which is why I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see it at some point, but like probably not in theaters.
I'll watch it in theaters because I do respect James Gunn, and I also respect the spectacle of the theater because I'm sure like the soundtrack for this is going to be pretty expansive. I think it'd be really cool if like
some movies you have to see in theater.
Right. I would be really excited if this does bring out more of the immigrant point of Superman's story, like this idea of being a perpetual foreigner and yet still loving the place that he's from because of the place that he actually loves, Earth. That'd be really interesting.
Like, bro, he made us care about a talking raccoon. Rocket Raccoon's story in that third Guardians was amazing.
And yeah, and they gave him character arc.
Yes.
They gave him stakes. So, like, you know, maybe.
I feel like, plus he actually enjoys it.
I don't think it's about the directors. I think it's something with DC. And by something, of course, we mean the executives.
Yeah, I think they finally humbled. I think they just throwing their arms up and like, we tried to give The Rock a movie about a hero nobody cares about. Let's actually trust the guy and just sit back. And I think from that trailer, it feels like that's what they're going to do.
It's needed.
We'll see. Kilo asks, which streaming services should I subscribe to?
Do you have none at all?
Yeah, that's...
All right, so what you're going to do is get yourself a VPN, and then you're going to hit that 123 movies. You're going to hit that kissanime.tu, Tunisia. This is all hypothetical, of course. But now I actually want to hear what you guys are on first.
I'm going to keep it easy and limited the two that I use. I use Hulu a lot because only broadcast TV show I actually watch is Abbott Elementary. That's added the next day. But they have a lot of old shows like King of the Hill. I can watch Atlanta. So to me, they're worth the money. And I would probably say Netflix, even though they have a ton of stuff. They're up in a live game. Like, surprisingly, they did not have a single glitch with the Beyonce concert.
I would say Netflix also. For one thing, it's cheap. Even Netflix with ads, their ads, I don't find them that intrusive. They're really quick. So like Netflix with ads is fucking $6.99. Hulu, I would use more, but I have YouTube TV. So any broadcast stuff I want to watch, I just DVR it because YouTube TV's kind of fucking expensive. And I feel like Hulu kind of is now too. But
is Netflix still $6.99? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that joint is like $8.99, might be $13.99.
I have a deal through T-Mobile. They give you a discount if you have T-Mobile also, so I use that.
I will piggyback on the YouTube TV if you have the funds. I got YouTube TV for like 3 months just to watch the NBA finals. And then I saw that joint was like $75 a month. And that's 30-year-old money. I don't have that right now.
Weren't the finals on broadcast TV?
Yeah, but I don't have cable.
You don't need cable. I feel dumb because I just figured this out too. All you do, go to Amazon, order, it's called an HT antenna. It's like $25 and you can watch TV for free.
How is this new information?
We're young. I didn't know.
You going Jimmy the antenna?
No, you plug it into the back of the TV and like that's how I watch football games and stuff.
Wait, but what does that mean? Like you plug it in, I guess you're saying to the coax cable or something like that?
Yeah.
And then do I just get cable?
No, you get regular TV.
Oh, basic cable, yeah.
Yeah.
You get the 3 channels, but you can get really strong antennas where you'll get a shit ton of channels, but it's all like fucking Ukrainian soap operas.
It's true.
Korean news networks and shit.
Yeah, so you'll get the basic channels and a lot of shit you don't watch, but every once in a while, you'll come across some shit that's like 1980s cartoons or like they're showing this Twilight Zone or something for 12 hours.
Yeah, so honestly, yeah, go ahead, get you YouTube TV. Or really, the thing that I bum off my friends, she got Sling. I don't know if y'all have the Sling TV, like 35 or something like that. I think she like goes up to 55 to get like some soaps or some Oxygen channels or whatever. And yeah, I will say I specifically use Sling for when I do not want to think about what is going to be on. I treat that like a regular TV channel where I'm like, okay, that's how I've been watching more movies low key. Suddenly I remembered like, oh, TNT just shows movies during the day. I don't even need to it's always Transformers 2 for some reason.
Right.
But I just hop in. But I feel like the question is two-pronged. It's either like, what is worth the best value? But you're also saying like, what do I want to be watching? And it's like each one of these services is kind of different. I do think for just general cable stuff, low key, I would go with Hulu, but I think 'cause I got a T-Mobile Hulu promo deal too. However, with content, do you want real life or do you like a little bit of animation or like something a bit more? Do you like indie shows, live action, low key? I like HBO Max. HBO Max be giving me a lot of stuff, and then with their archives, I think it's like $13 a month. $14 a month. I feel like it's kind of worth it.
I had to cut back.
Maybe Disney Plus if you like that.
I canceled HBO Max, but goddamn, Penguin would have been worth paying if I didn't pirate it. Penguin was so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the real lesson here. Pirate.
Yeah. Get a couple that you need to watch that you don't, that you feel like it's worth streaming every day, and everything else, just pirate, man.
Also, if you want your local broadcast channels, Peacock streams NBC, Paramount Plus streams CBS. I don't know about ABC. That's probably like Hulu Live or something. Juicy Juice. What is the tastiest over-the-counter medication to take?
What? I don't know. I'm not Future.
Y'all gonna hate me. It's the NyQuil honey flavor.
Oh, you're right. That actually is good.
Stop playing with me.
No. The correct answer is Smith Brothers cough drops.
Does that count though?
Right. I didn't know we were doing that. I thought we meant like liquids.
Yeah.
That's medication. It's medication. It's over the counter.
I mean, if we're doing that, then like Ricola. Like, it's easy.
I feel like that's cheating.
Smith Brothers, that's just a tasty cherry candy is all that. I could down a box of Smith Brothers in one sitting.
And you know what? Actually, yeah, we can go med for med. Because for real, Flintstones gummy vitamins.
I don't think I ever tasted them. Those look like shit. They look disgusting when I was a kid.
Nah, bro. I used to be getting all my vitamins. Vitamaxing.
I like the old school chalky ass Flintstone.
I knew you were going to say that, and I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be ageist, but I felt like you were going to say that.
I'm damn near 50. Yeah.
Literally came from the Stone Age.
I prefer anything that I can just take in its appeal and swallow, but every couple of years I get sick enough where I need to take something from my throat, and the honey stuff is good. But besides that, I try and take everything in the pill. I don't really like to do the flavored stuff or liquids.
They don't make enough medications and gummies anymore. This is what this conversation made me realize. There should be NyQuil gummies. Like, there should be Tylenol gummies.
Should be Vicodin gummies.
Oh.
Vicodin gummies.
Crazy.
Bob Grenville says, what is the best non-buffalo sauce flavor for chicken wings?
Mambo sauce.
What's mambo sauce?
It's some DC shit.
Oh, right. You're not from around here.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah. I want to try it. I've never tried it. I got a friend in DC.
I can't even describe the flavor of it, but like...
I'm trying to think, what is my favorites? I guess... I don't know, honey barbecue probably. I wish they still made the OG honey barbecue wings from KFC.
Y'all ever have honey garlic?
No, I don't like garlic stuff like that.
I was going to say spicy garlic. That is one of my go-tos. If I'm making wings at home, I've started making Chinese salt and pepper wings.
That sounds amazing. I never had it though.
They're really good. You marinate them in, there's this type of Chinese wine. It's like rice wine. You marinate the wings in that. And then you bread them in cornstarch and you just fry them that way. But then as you're cooking them up, you saute up this mix of garlic, jalapenos, and I don't remember what else. Ginger, I think. And then you just kind of like toss the wings with that and hit them with this white pepper, like a Chinese white pepper. And they are really fucking tasty. They're so goddamn good. I got a deep fryer. That was a good life choice. I mean, I'm pushing 50. It wasn't a good life choice, but from a taste standpoint, oh man.
From a joy standpoint,
I use a cast iron.
I also cast iron life.
I really prefer a crispy wing. I'm not big on wet wings. I prefer crispy wings. And then I use I feel like Captain J's type restaurant is everywhere that has the lemon pepper seasoning.
Of course. But that's the thing. Like, there is a joke on Atlanta about like lemon pepper wet, and it already had existed.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know I don't think it's ever been on a menu, but like getting the lemon pepper and then either putting it with some honey barbecue or with some like Hawaiian sauce.
See, I don't like lemon pepper wet though. I feel like it's two different flavors.
I'm not a super wet person either, but like with particular sauces.
We used to call it crack seasoning though before people started calling it lemon pepper because it looked like crack sprinkled on it. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the listeners. Them wings with the crack seasoning. I like them fried hard.
All right. Next question. Hud-hee-hoo, favorite amusement / theme park ride?
Pretty much any roller coaster with a deep drop. Cedar Point isn't that far from me. I haven't been in years, but I like probably Millennium Falcon. I haven't been on any of the newer ones.
I don't think I have a favorite. I'm not a big rides guy. I don't like roller coasters because the reporting around accidents on roller coasters is very sketchy. So you don't know if that thing's really falling apart or not. I'm a child when it comes to amusement park rides. My favorite amusement park ride, I shit you not, is that pirate ship. Because, like, if you sit in the back of that, that's as fucking thrilling as I get. Because that would give you the stomach butterflies. But other than that, no. And even that, now that I think about it, I could see that thing fucking flying off the sky.
I mean, I think there is a point where don't they take you around like at least like once all the way?
Not on my fucking watch.
I'm inclined to agree with you, Adam. I feel like I'm not a thrill seeker in that way. I do look at people that like roller coasters because a lot of my friends do like roller coasters. Not that they're weird. I'm in awe. I marvel because I was like, okay, explain to me the roller coaster again. So
I love it.
They take you up really high and then you fall down like you're going to die. And then, but like, you're not, I guess is important. And then like the point is just to keep getting dizzier and dizzier. And I was like, so you want to do that again? And not on some straight that shit.
I don't like the ones that make you dizzy. I just like drops. I hate dizzy ones.
The drops be the worst part. That's my thing. I actually like the twisties. Like I like it when it's like a regular height, but they like make a bunch of sharp turns. But the Fahrenheit 450 type shit, nah.
The thing you left out of the description of a roller coaster is also the part where they don't really do any maintenance on it until you can see the problem from the ground. And it's like, oh, I can see sky through that part of the track. And they're like, we'll fix that next week.
Next week is crazy. So needless to say, my favorite parts of amusement parks, I really like 4D theater shows. I'm really the type to go to Disney World and be like, I like the theater once. Matter of fact, yeah, my favorite amusement part of late was the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney World. Like that shit was even better than I saw it on TV. I was like, wow, they really got all these shits just dancing here. But like in general, I feel like if there is I know they were saying like a specific name too, like as if like I keep a list of amusement park ride names on me. But any one of the Superman type ones where it's to John's point, like it's just all drop, nothing else, it's just a straight pole. Those ones I do understand.
Yeah.
Because I got older and I went to one, I was like, I think because it was just more simple in my head. I was like, yes, predictable. We can only go up or down. And it was more fun.
I don't think I could even do that. All right, El Celdo. Favorite place you've lived? Favorite place you've left?
He lives one place. Adam is Carmen San Diego over here.
I'm screaming.
My favorite place I've lived, I actually like LA a lot as a place to live. And I lived in Manhattan for a while, and that's a tie. There's a reason most people want to live those two places. They're fucking great. Worst place, upstate New York, most racist place I've ever lived. And I lived in South Dakota for 10 years. But the part of upstate New York I was in was basically, if you've ever seen the Stallone movie Copland, which is just a town full of corrupt ass retired cops. That's where I lived.
Cop town.
Upstate New York. It was like just retired NYPD and NY fire department people. And they were a bunch of fucking racist nightmares. I lived there for about 3 months when I left South Dakota, and crazy. Upstate New York is crazy.
Oh, wait, you said you only lived in one place. I guess I'll cheat. My favorite place to live was when I lived at college, because I went to a state college, and it's the only time that I had a walkable city and free public transit. And I sometimes think about that now as I live not in that place. And I'm like, damn, you can't walk nowhere anymore. I got to use my car for everything. And I didn't realize how much like I really enjoyed the option of not having to use my car to like go get groceries or something like that. So that was the greatest place. I guess really more specifically, the fact that my transportation was subsidized and I didn't also have to think about how much on my Metro card. The worst place I ever lived was near Arlington, Virginia, in a place called Boston, Virginia. And nothing really wrong with the place. It was the fact that I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 people total. And one was a guy and his partner. That partner was not on the lease.
Oh, God.
But I couldn't say nothing because 1, he had his name on the lease, and 2, it was his boyfriend. So I felt weird trying to be like, does he live here? is he helping with rent or is he just gonna keep taking my cereal?
I feel like a lot of people try and do that okie doke.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad for the guy too, because Loki, he was using him. He was too good for him.
I moved into an apartment once with a girl I worked with. And right after we signed the lease, she was like, my friend is going to move in too, but we're just going to share the same room. And I was like, well, that's hot. That's fine. And then her friend moves in. And then they're like, oh, my friend's boyfriend is also going to move in. And this boyfriend, one, they called him Mud. His name was Mud.
That's not his mother called him.
And he had a huge flock of friends who did not have a place to live. And they would come to our apartment every fucking night and hang out. And I mean like 7, 8, 10 people.
Jesus Christ.
I walked in my own home one night and someone looked at me and goes, who the fuck are you? And it was a fucking stranger.
How much room did y'all have?
This was a 2-bedroom apartment. So it was not good. So the first thing I did to try and like mitigate the situation, all the furniture was mine and I just gave it to my sister.
Oh.
We didn't have furniture anymore and I just hung out in my room. But then they got like
Facts.
curb garbage furniture and brought it in.
Oh my God.
Not the rats.
So then what I did, I just one morning, all my shit was in one room. So I just called my mom and was like, meet me outside my apartment. And I just moved out while everyone was asleep. And then I had a coworker call the apartment and ask for me. So someone would have to go in my room to try and wake me up. And then they just saw my shit was completely empty. That felt really good.
In a different universe, that ends up with the episode of Fear Thy Roommate about you.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. I used to get knifed by some fucking, I mean, here's the thing. I take drugs too.
Oh, no.
Like,
I mean, it ends with you murdering all of them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That very well could have happened. God, I love Fear Thy Roommate. Good show. All right. Pickle Butt Zorander. You can bring back any classic / canceled show or sitcom. What is it? And are you recasting? John, what about you?
Yeah, I'm bringing back a show that struggled to get to 3 seasons. Southside. It started off on Comedy Central. Then it got moved to HBO Max for season 2 and 3. They barely promoted it, but it was hilarious. It's basically like if you took Community from NBC meets The Simpsons. It was an amazing show, and it got wackier and wackier each season. It's like pretty much the only show I've ever seen that did a full episodes about how much Black people love spades, and it was hilarious. The creators also, they had backbones. Like they went to, a few of the creators went to Harvard, and if anybody knows about The Simpsons, a lot of the Simpsons writers, something about Harvard makes really funny writers. A lot of the writers from The Simpsons went to Harvard too, so they all kind of come from the same family tree. But yeah, man, Southside was such an amazing show. Like, it did that thing that's really hard for a lot of shows of satirizing different classes of Black people without it feeling like it's making fun of us. I'm saying, like, how different it's why I don't like a lot of skit comedians. Like, what's that one dude, King Bach? Like, he got on by basically doing digital minstrel shit. But like, Southside always had that great balance of making fun of, well, joking about stuff without it feeling like they're punching down and laughing at people.
I feel like I've heard of Southside, but I was actually Googling it while you were talking about it, and it's not the.
It was on Netflix, right?
Nope. No, it was on Comedy Central and HBO Max.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw the promo materials of it when it came to HBO Max. I realized I'm confusing with the Get Down, but I heard good things about it. I didn't even. I mean, of course, it got canceled, but I might.
Yeah, it was really funny. I don't know how they. I guess they just didn't promote it and stuff. I don't know. It was amazing. At least we got 3 seasons still.
I got a couple. There's a show that started on Peacock and then got canceled. Netflix picked it up for a 3rd season. Then they canceled it. It's called Girls 5 Eva, which is a comedy about a 90s girl group who reunites in the 2020s. And it's one of the funniest shows in term, like, the joke writing on that show is damn near perfect. The cast on that show is so good, and I don't understand why it keeps getting fucking canceled, but I don't think it's coming back now. But I cannot recommend Girls 5 Eva enough. Also, there is a show on Comedy Central. There were 2 seasons called, is it called That Fool? I think
I heard of that. I thought, was it Comedy Central? I thought that was on FX.
No, it's called This Fool. Sorry. I thought it was Comedy Central. It might be FX, but it's comedy starring a friend of the show named Chris Estrada. It's 2 seasons. It's just like a kind of day in the life kind of sitcom thing set in East Los Angeles. And it's another show where just the joke writing is so fucking strong. The performances are so great. And I hate that it only got 2 seasons.
So I remember seeing trailers for that. It basically looks like Mexican Southside.
Yeah,
I just never got a chance to watch it. Yeah, I remember that one. I never heard the Girls 5 ever. I looked it up. I was suspecting 5 women, but it was 4.
The 5th member died in the 90s.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
They're called Girls 5 Eva because 5 is more than 4. That's like
More than 4.
thinking.
Wow. Their mind.
And at the end of the intro song, they go, "So what are you waiting 5?" And it fucking kills me every
That's the
time.
type of corny writing that would have me rolling.
Yeah, I feel like you should try it. It's a really good show.
I think I have 2 or 3. My live action one, even though I'm not even sure if it got canceled. Not, I think it did end up being canceled, but it was this show it was on Netflix. It was distributed through Netflix. It was done by the CBC, so the Canadian BBC. But y'all might have heard of it, Kim's Convenience.
I never got a chance to watch it.
I discovered Kim's Convenience at a low point in my life, and that's that type of sitcom shit that like you just that you need. The type of sitcom shit that's just like normal people getting into like zany miscommunication, misadventures with like just a little bit of like corny romance on top. And I don't know why, I really took to the writing of Kim's Convenience like in particular, and I remember not shutting up about it. And it had 3 or 4 seasons. And I think what happened is the main guy, like the dad, I think because he ended up being in like the Avatar live action, or like people from the show started like getting, oh yeah, Simu fucking Lee is on there. That's my actual first contact with him. That it's my favorite genre of sitcom, which is like intergenerational family, and everybody is just hanging out at the local grocery store and you just see shit happening. So that's on the live action side. On the animation side, there's another Netflix show that was called Inside Job.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
Inside Job was so I get angry thinking about it. It was so fucking good. It had a great concept. If you get past the fact that like you kind of thought it looked like Rick and Morty, and then you grew up and you realized that, oh, it's because like a lot of the talented writers and story editors from like early Rick and Morty ended up going over there.
All right, let's do 2 more questions. This next one I feel like is going to be pretty quick. Norm from Cheers asks, will Caleb Williams develop next season, or will the Bears draft another quarterback this spring? The Bears are not going to draft another quarterback.
They're not drafting another quarterback. That's ridiculous.
I am very excited about the Bears next season. John, I'm sorry, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm depressed. I don't want to talk about it.
Coaching staff.
We can move on to the next question.
Aaron Glenn even took your offensive line coach.
Yeah, I know.
That's rough.
Caleb Williams, I think we seen a lot of good things, but this is a weird question. Like, did this person just Google a popular quarterback? What type of question?
I'm screaming like of all the people.
Yeah, like what? There's no chance in.
Well,
Earth.
I guess not to steal this viewer's question, but to kind of piggyback, where do y'all think we are in the MVP race now with how things turned out?
Well, technically it's over, but Lamar Jackson should win, but I don't think they're going to give it to him.
It still should be, but I'm like, I feel like because the voting still happens, I don't even know when MVP voting happens.
I think they said it ended last week.
Here's the thing. One, I wish the MVP could also be a postseason award. I know it's never going to happen in a million fucking years, but Jaden Daniels should be MVP. What is different about that team aside from him from last year? And they were a fucking disaster last year. And now they're like a game away from the fucking Super Bowl. And I feel like it's him. I feel like it's just him that changed.
Isn't he a rookie? I mean, he win Rookie of the Year?
I mean, Candace Parker won MVP and Rookie of the Year.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Oh, right. So you would want to change the rules just
They're probably going to give it to Josh Allen, but somebody on sports Twitter had a good point. They need to separate it. We need an award for most valuable quarterback and then most valuable player, because a lot of times it's a left tackle that could win it depending on the year. It's a running back, but 9 times out of 10 it's basically a quarterback award.
Keep it a real buck. When you really start looking at the field, especially with how technical these players have gotten, I more and more, I guess, really, especially since like being in fantasy league, want more individual awards to separate out these players, because when the fact that a left tackle could be MVP, it's so hard to put their highlight reel together versus someone who actually knows a running back or a quarterback. But it's like, though, if you shine in your position, you should be able to be awarded for it, not just based on visual impact on the field.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, like with the Lions, one of the Lions' best player this year was Penei Sewell. That guy's so fucking good, but he plays such a low profile position.
I think they used him as an example. Like if it was done properly, he would have been in the running.
Yeah. Yeah, it does suck that it's usually just quarter, because I feel like Saquon Barkley has a good argument.
I mean, I wonder how long it's been since a running back has gotten MVP. Because I mean, that just gets into the whole other extinction of a position conversation.
I feel like this season kind of proved the nerds wrong. All the teams with good running backs were some of the best.
2012. That was the last running back to win MVP.
Adrian Peterson, shit.
And that makes no sense, given how the run game has opened up, at least in the past 2 seasons. So that, that adds extra oil to your Saquon Barkley. I mean, personally, Derrick Henry.
I was about to say.
Just took a step back, really just for his bands. Yeah. Like he could have went hard if he really won MVP. But I think that has to be in the conversation next year.
Yeah, Derrick Henry too. All right, last question. If you were as rich as Musk, Zuckerberg, or any of those other dipshits, what would you be doing with your time and money instead of destroying the world? Example, just chilling on a beach in Tahiti or somewhere. Well, first of all, who says I wouldn't destroy the world? I would just,
trust no one.
Yeah.
Content creators are not your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't get parasocial about this. I will fucking wreck this world. You give me that much money. No, I'm going to go. I'll go quick and I'll steal the fucking Office Space answer. If anyone's seen that movie, I would do nothing. Oh yeah. Or 2 chicks at the same time. Yeah. But yeah, I would do nothing. I would do stuff. I'd read and fucking go on adventures and enrich my catalog of life experiences. But if you're asking would I work? Fuck no. I might give people money to do good for other people, but I'm chilling.
You don't think you run like a podcast knowing that you could get any guest you want now?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. So yeah, I guess that's the other answer. I guess I would just do the same thing. I have a pretty good job now. This is pretty fucking chill. So yeah, I would pay people to fucking help me do my job. That's it.
You want to go Colormind?
Dude, man, bro, keep that name to me. That's crazy. Can I catch that in the edit, please? But due to the updated terms and services of Discord and the rest of the internet, I can't say what I would preferably do with that money. But let's just say I could solve a lot of shit really, really fast. Because I have the know-how for my youth. I have the connections for my youth, and I'd be able to compensate them fairly to make sure we don't have as many oligarchs out there. But if I think in more realistic terms now, and the reason why I forced that second answer out of Adam was because as I think about economics and the value of work a lot in my work, both in the finance world where I do my day job and then with my channel. And so I often think about how people are like, oh, if I got $1 billion, I would just do nothing. And I was like, no, right? We're not built to do nothing. Yeah. Most people are literally condemning capitalism when they say that, because they're like, if I had all my needs taken care of, I wouldn't go to this damn job. And they're more like, I'm so tired that I would rest for 5 years after being burned out from working if I got $1 billion. That being said, for me, I realized, wow, yeah, y'all definitely should not let me have $1 billion, because it was the first thing that popped in my head. I'm buying a media company. I'm buying a media company. And I'm not only buying a media company because if I have enough, because not even $1 billion, you said as much as Musk, because I'll do what he won't. I'm buying a media company, and then I will hire someone who is better at media, who shares my politic, to run it. And I would pay another person that would be a translator between the nerdy stuff the media person, the internet person is saying, and the stuff I need, so they could tell me if everything's going well, and then I would pay them both very well, and then that's like literally 2% of my wealth I've probably used there, and the rest is going in a Roth 401k.
I'd be Spike Lee if he had Tyler Perry's money and connections. So using all of that power to make good movie.
I love that.
Like, I like I said, I actually low key talk about this in the ending of my video for where I predict art to go. I feel like at least for black art, because Trump is basically going to try and roll back anything that helps black people. I feel like it's going to come down to some of the black bourgeoisie class and have these connections kind of funding different art. So like one of my favorite movies, even though it's admittedly not perfect, but it's enjoyable to me, Judas and the Black Messiah. Jay-Z is an executive producer on it. He actually helped get a lot of that together, and it fucking super flopped at the theaters, I'm pretty sure. But I really enjoyed that movie. And he's also an EP on The Harder They Fall, one of Netflix's best movies they bought. So I would do stuff like that, then try and not get assassinated by the government while helping black communities. But, you know, that's usually that's how you get Fred Hampton if you do too good.
And another thing, also, I'm putting 25% of it in crypto, not investing. I'm just gonna make it actually cryptocurrency. That way the government can't find out about it. I totally forgot about that. Because if a black man got Elon Musk money, they're for sure shutting that shit down.
I guess I'm not thinking about it hard enough. Because if I got Musk money, that's just me versus Elon Musk then. Like we're having public.
I'm challenging Elon to an MMA fight for the rest of his fortune.
He'll bitch out of it again, though, like he did Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh no, what I would do, I would start SpaceX, which is a company that when Elon Musk launches something, we just shoot it out of the sky. That would be my whole fucking purpose.
You make the most accurate long range like sniper missiles, and it's just like. And the thing is, you don't need any marketing either. The people just go like, every time he tries to put something up, bro, it just goes down. Where is it coming from? And then one day you just do that. You see one of the failed streams. Yeah. And you put your logo up there. You don't even like this rocket.
And here's the thing. I'd be very private about it. It would be like the fucking New Jersey drones. People would be like, who is shooting down Elon Musk's fucking, it'd be like, has anyone seen I Saw the Devil, where it is
explain it real quick.
It's a horror movie. It's I
did not then.
I believe it's a Korean horror movie. Might be Japanese, one of the two.
Wait, now I might have again.
It basically this serial killer kills this guy's wife, and in the name of getting revenge, instead of like just killing the guy, he starts following him, and anytime the guy's about to kill someone, this guy just shows up and beats the shit out of him. I want that, but for SpaceX. I want to be the thing that just every time SpaceX tries something, just a projectile flies in from nowhere. And
you want galactic Batman. I hear you.
Yeah, I would do that. That's a little more ambitious, I guess. But then I would also do nothing after like successfully defeating SpaceX. Then I wouldn't do shit.
No, I mean that's the great part about having Elon Musk money. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, I'm not building these rockets.
To do anything.
Yeah.
But also I'd be like, no, you could have sat on that money and just been quiet. You could have watched your weird porn, done your weird salutes.
Yep.
Yeah, but then again, I guess like, and you know what, this is the end of the pod. Now I'm just off rambling, but I'm like, I wonder like at what point the real reason why this question is so hard, honestly, for me specifically, is because I really do understand that at some point I would stop chasing money. Like, well, yeah, it's not gonna be, and I'm not even being like gracious about it. I'm not saying like, oh, at like $2 million. Like, I want some money. So like, I do, but I have a strong sense that if I ever saw my bank account hit 1 billion, like I would never think about it again. Like I would forget even what money was. Yeah. So then you think about people that amass like hundreds of billions, and I'm like, how do you keep going? Yeah. Why are you what is this to you now? You can't need it.
Yeah, they're psychopaths probably. All right. I think we did it. That is our episode.
This was fun, man.
Hey, thank you for doing it, Jawn, Colormind, both. I hope you will both come back. What do we have to plug? before we get out of here. All I got is my solo podcast in broad daylight. You can listen to it wherever podcasts are at. And follow me on Blue Sky at Adam Todd Brown. Todd with one D. That's all I got. Colormind, what do you want to plug?
You can follow me at That's Tayo on all social media places. That's Tayo. I got a channel called Colormind. There's some videos up there. You would like it. Learn something. If you white, you have to watch it. There's your tax for watching this thing. Also, go ahead. Honestly, watch Mufasa. That's my plug. The media, the industry doesn't like me saying that, but I'm telling you to watch Mufasa and try to find joy. That's the assignment. Thank
John, what do you want to plug besides Mufasa?
My YouTube channel, as usual. I'm doing live streaming a little bit more since I kind of pivoted to a mix between hip hop and media analysis. So I'm working on different types of ideas to do a little bit deeper dive than just a regular commentary y'all get about Drake bitch ass.
All right. And that's it. Let's get the fuck out of here. John, say goodbye.
Do the knowledge. Peace.
Colormind, say goodbye.
Grand Risings.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you.